All right, Shalom, Shalom. Call Halayim La, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Bahasham, Rakakwadash, double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone, everyone teach well. One peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect, pushing this word into the sincerity of heart. Shalom. This is the brother Batak back again through the spirit with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. It's not going to be a long video. I just didn't want to do the upload process. So I just started to do live. So the title is Blessed is He That Readeth. And this comes from Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. And this was inspired by current events, things that's going on right now concerning these false prophets, and just interpreting the scriptures however the hell they want to do it. Pulling doctrines out of the crack of their ass. The apostles always say, man, we just got to keep it simple, man. Keep it simple, stupid. Because you basically need to teach what's taught. The scriptures speak about being fully persuaded in your own mind. You have to understand the doctrine and know the purpose of what you're doing. Yeah, the purpose of what you're doing. The purpose of the doctrine. Understanding the doctrine. But a lot of people out here that may be hirelings set up by the enemy, or they're reading the scriptures and they're not understanding. Or if they are understanding, they're not teaching that proper understanding for whatever reason. So this is the book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, who the world ignorantly calls JC, which the Most High gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. So that gives you a lot of context of what this book is all about. It's about events that are going to happen in the future. And he showed it unto his servant John. Revelation means to reveal. So a lot of things was revealed to him about the future, and that future and heavily involved prophecy of America, prophecy of the destruction of America, and the establishing of the nation of Israel through the Heavenly Father's elect. Most of it is about destruction. Some of it is about prophecies. Mostly of the prophecies. One of the main prophecies, the MOTB, the mark of the beast, was the RFID micro C hip, and the NFC hip, the NFC hip. So those things were going to shortly come to pass, meaning that was going to happen in the future. And now we're living in the times where these things are actually playing out on the earth. Verse 2. Who bear record of the word of the Most High and the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, and of all things that he saw, because the Heavenly Father through his son revealed to John these visions of what was going to happen in the last days, the times we're living in now. And there is a true proper doctrine of all of the events that are taking place, and everything makes sense. It's factual. Because you read the scriptures and you understand, you go to the meaning of words, and you understand what the words mean, and it makes the vision, it makes the vision a little bit more clear. But a lot of people, namely these false prophets, are not teaching the scriptures right. So they're not reading right. They're not hearing the words of prophecies. And it's very simple. But we understand that everybody ain't gonna get it. This is Sirach 39 and 24. It says, all as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. See? So the ways of the Lord are plain unto the holy, which are the righteous and ultimately the elect, but they are a stumbling block to everyone else. Like Yahushua told, blesses your ears. Matthew 13 and 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. See? Hold on. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna read up in Matthew. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen, Lord willing, real quick. Matthew 13. Starting at 10. Because this further shows you that everybody's not gonna understand. Bear with me. Let me find my phone. So everybody's not gonna understand the truth. Everybody's not gonna understand the word. It's only given to the Lord's elect. And that's the end all be all for everything for the most part. So let's read it. Matthew 13 and verse 10. It says, and the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered, let me turn the red letter on. He answered and said unto him, because it is given to you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So those that are out there teaching false doctrines, they ultimately don't have the understanding, and it hasn't been revealed unto them. Because if they did, they did understand, and they're teaching contrary to it intentionally, then ultimately the Heavenly Father is going to destroy them. Either way it go, you're still going to be destroyed. So it's important that we understand and read these scriptures, and that goes for me first and foremost. It's important that we read, blessed is he that readeth and hear it. Well, actually, I haven't finished it. Let's get it. Revelations 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth and that heareth the words of this prophecy. See, keyword, hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein. So that means that what? We're not changing the doctrine. There are a lot of people out here changing the doctrine, going against the doctrine, trying to come up against the doctrine. But guess what? It's going to be null and void. So we got to keep the things that are written therein. That means we can't add to it or take away from it. Deuteronomy 4 and 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of Yahweh your power, which I command you. So we got to keep the words of the prophecies, man. So that means we can't be changing the doctrine. It's already been given to us 100%. Don't add from it. Don't add to it to try to make 100%, 101%, and don't take away from it to make it 99%. You get what I'm saying? So blessed is he that readeth. Let's read the NLT. It says, God blesses those who reads the words of his prophecy to the church. And he blesses all who listen to its message and obey what it says, for the time is near. Right. Salakia. A blessing will be on the reader and on those who give ear to the prophet's word and keep the things that have been put in the book, for the time is near. See, the time is at hand. And majority of the is a warning. It's a warning for our people about the future events that is going to take place. The MOTB, the nuclear destruction, martial law, World War I, World War II, World War III. All of these things are a part of prophecy. And we got to take heed and read. We're reading about these things, and it's going to happen in the times that we're living in. So we'll be ready. So we'll be prepared for all of the things that are coming upon the earth. Because how are we going to, if we stay ignorant and stay in darkness, we're never going to be prepared for any of these things. So that's why we got to turn our attention to the Lord. Because through him is the only way we can get salvation. If you're not paying attention to that, you're going to be asked out at the end of the day. Let's see, let me read some more Matthew 13. Matthew 13 and 11. He answered and said unto them, Blessed because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall it be taken, and he shall have more abundance. But as whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken even that he hath. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is to fulfill the prophecy of Elias, which is Isaiah, Esaias, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and shall not perceive. Make for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes have they closed, Listen, anytime they should see with their ears and hear with their ears, and should understand with their hearts, and convert and should be converted, and I should heal them. See, so the false prophets are doing nothing but straying away with the ones that the Lord don't want. They are the sifting mechanism that the Heavenly Father is using to sift the ones that He don't want. That's why they're not able to understand. So anybody that follows after those prophets, they're falling right after the Lord's trap. Ezekiel 14 and 8, it says, and I will set my face against, hold on. I'm gonna start at 9. The point is 9. It says, and if the prophet be deceived, which when he have spoken a thing, I Yahweh have deceived that prophet, and I will stretch out my hand upon him, and I will destroy him from the midst of my people Israel. And they shall bear the punishment of their iniquity. The punishment of the prophet shall be even as the punishment of him that seeketh unto him. So what does that mean? Whatever punishment the false prophet is going to get, all of those that follow him are going to receive the same judgment. So that's why it's very important who you're watching. It's very important who you're listening to. It's very important who you're learning from. Because if you're learning from a false prophet, then guess what? You are going to fall victim to his bullshit. See? The blind leadeth the blind, and both shall fall into a ditch. So that's why it's very important who you're learning from. Because who you're learning from and who's teaching you can cause you not to receive salvation. Matthew 13 and 16, but blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them. Which ultimately, the men of the Lord, the elect, are the prophets coming back in the reincarnation as well. So they probably didn't understand it in their lives, but ultimately they're going to understand it when they come. When they basically are called back into the fold. That's what the scriptures speak about, bring you to remembrance, because you once knew this. So let's see. So most of our people are not going to hear the word because the Heavenly Father has closed their ears. He's giving them to listen to false prophets, and ultimately it's going to cost them their lives. So it's important who you're reading from. Well, it's important to read and understand the scriptures, man. It's very, very important. Reading and understanding. With all that, get understanding. Here it is. Proverbs 4:7. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding. So it's important to understand the scriptures, man. We have to read to understand what this thing is all about. So don't let nobody deceive you, because if you really read the scriptures, you really understand the scriptures, you won't fall victim to these false prophets. So blessed is he that readeth and heareth the words of its prophecy. Because as time progresses, only more and more, false doctrines are going to come forward. So just got to beware of these false doctrines and these false prophets. So I didn't want to make this lesson too long. Lord willing, this quick lesson was edifying through the Spirit. I'm going to close out by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahabashah, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom.